Sophia. I did want to make mention again, our sponsor tonight is Susan B. Allen.
And good evening, everybody. It is time for Bronco baseball here on a Saturday night from El Dorado. Tonight, the Broncos, game 3 of a 4-game series, taking on the Dodge City Athletics. Kurt Caden here, glad to have you ready to ride as we get ready to watch the Broncos as they continue to play good baseball and winners of 14 of their last 15. Tonight's starting lineup, the batting order for the Dodge City A's. Robbie Glendenning will lead it off. Alex Aguirre batting second. Kevin Connolly third. Luke Becker is the DH batting fourth. Steven Souter batting fifth. Matt Haggerty sixth. Leno Ramirez in the 7-hole. MJ Farthing will bat eighth. And Casey Ryan will bat ninth. For the Broncos out in the field tonight, Clayton Dalrymple's in right field. Wade Hanna in center field. John Eberhardt will be in left field. Elijah Christensen gets the start tonight at third base. Jake Woodke's at shortstop. Kyle Kasser at second. And Tyler Sutherland is at first base tonight. Noah Lee is behind the plate. And on the hill for the Broncos tonight is Tyler Mitzel. Mitzel has gone 11 innings, has a 3.86 ERA. He's 2-0 since joining the Broncos. Tall right-hander. Given up 14 hits in his 11 innings. Here's Robbie Glendenning to lead it off. And the first pitch right on in there for strike one. Mitzel out of Neosho County. His hometown is Sioux Falls, South Dakota. 6'3", 190. And the 0-1 pitch to Glendenning, a little bit low, ball one. 1 ball and a strike. Game time temperature, 94 degrees. Some clouds are hovering overhead right now, saving a little heat here and keeping the eyes a little bit cooler as Glendenning grounds it to Christensen, who retires him 5-3. So that'll bring up Alex Aguirre for the A's. The A's are in their green tops tonight, gray pants, El Dorado. The black jerseys with the orange lettering. Well, and welcome back, Kevin Connolly. Grounding out to second base to end the inning. So 3 up, 3 down for Dodge City in the top of the first. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Dodge City 0 and El Dorado coming to bat. So we lost our connection early on here. Hopefully, the first couple of games of this series, we've been going pretty good till about the 4th or 5th, and maybe we'll just lose connection here early and then be done, and hopefully our wireless connection will stay through. No score. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Clayton Dalrymple, Tyler Sutherland, Wade Hanna, then John Eberhard, Elijah Christensen, Josh Galvin, Noah Lee, Jake Woodkey, and Kyle Kasser, the batting order for the Broncos. Give you the A's defense here in a moment. The first pitch to Clayton Dalrymple outside, ball 1. For the A's, out in right field is Kevin Connolly, Matt Haggerty in center field, and MJ Farthing is in left field. Ramirez at third base. The shortstop is Glenn Denning as Dalrymple looks at strike 1. The second baseman is Alex Aguirre, and the first baseman tonight, Casey Ryan. Steven Souter behind the plate, and Mick Vorhaus is on the hill for the A's. And the 1-1 pitch, and Dalrymple sprays it foul. So 1 and 2 strikes here to Clayton Dalrymple. The right-hander from K-State. Oh, that was close, but called a ball. Dalrymple's average at .431. And he fights off this 2-2 offering. Clayton with a .539 on-base percentage, 56 hits, 6 of them doubles, 2 triples, 5 home runs, 42 runs scored, and 30 runs batted in. Both of those categories he's leading. He's walked 21 times. That leads the team. He struck out 18, and he has 16 stolen bases. Two balls and 2 strikes, and the pitch. Clayton bounces it towards Ramirez at third. Clayton running hard. Here's the throw, and it's close. Safe. Looked like Ramirez had a little trouble getting it out, and he didn't get the zip that we've seen him throw over to first. So probably an infield single for Dalrymple, yep. And that's the way Clayton plays. He runs everything out hard, and Ramirez, I don't know if he just maybe stumbled a bit on that throw. He didn't quite have that the veracity on that throw that we're used to seeing from him. So a leadoff single, and Dalrymple with a good lead as Sutherland looks at strike 1. Tyler's had a tough series. 0 for 4 last night and 0 for 4 on Thursday night. He's seen his average dip to .324. Dalrymple is chased back to the base. Sutherland heading to Youngstown State. He's from Arkansas City. Clayton's lead out to the cutout, and he'll dive back in. Good throw there by Vorhoff, I should say, but back in there was Dalrymple. And the pitch, Sutherland fouls it into the netting. No balls and 2 strikes. Vorhoff in his 7th start of the season. He comes in with a record of 4-1. 30 innings pitched, a 2.34 ERA. And a little hit and run here, and Sutherland will wake up the dugout as he slashes one near the Bronco dugout. course, ERAs, you just never know from one night to the next. Lutzenheiser had an over 5 ERA last night going in, but boy, he looked good. Werbach had a 9 ERA coming in Thursday night. He looked really good, too. Of course, Giles Fox came in last night with a 1.71 ERA and gave up a 3-run homer, so you never know. Dalrymple on the move, and Sutherland fouls it out of play. No balls and 2 strikes to Tyler Sutherland. Sutherland stands 6'4". He's 200 pounds. And the pitch. Sutherland laces it out to center field, but Haggerty's right there, and he makes the first out. And that'll bring up Wade Hanna. Wade Hanna out of Emporia State University, 5'10", 175. Hometown is Shawnee. Wade last night went 1 for 3, was hit by a pitch and scored a run. And he's first pitch swinging and hacks it out of play. Hanna enters play tonight with a .317 batting average, 33 hits and 104 at-bats, a couple of doubles. And Thursday night, he hit his first home run of the season. It was a 2-run home run to give the Broncos a lead. Dalrymple again chased back. Clayton led off the inning with a ground ball to Ramirez, and Clayton beat it out. No balls and a strike to Hanna. And Wade shoots one into the right field, and that is a base hit. Dalrymple first to third for El Dorado. And Hanna races back as they throw behind him. So a nice piece of hitting there by Wade Hanna, as he just shot that one right between first and second. And here's the gentleman that gave the Broncos a little room to breathe last night in a 3-2 contest in the 8th inning. It was John Eberhardt, who hit a 3-run home run over the center field fence. Curveball dives down low, ends up underneath the umpire and gets kicked away, and the umpire calls time. He didn't mean to, but kicked it away. Dalrymple wasn't going anywhere anyway. So 1-0 count here to Eberhardt. So his RBI total rise to 23 with that 3-run blast last night. Hanna gets his lead off first. Wade, line drive to Ramirez. He got it on the short hop, and now he's got Dalrymple in the rundown. Clayton now sprinting back to the base, and Scott in there safely, but he slid past the base. He'll run into the outfield, and he will be retired. So 5-2-6 on the putout of Dalrymple. Ramirez got it right off the turf, just a short hop, and Clayton was going on contact. John hit it well, but right at Ramirez. So here comes Elijah Christensen with 2 away here in the first. Curveball, swing and a miss. Ball got away momentarily from Souter, and Hanna had a thought of maybe going to third, but holds up. Eberhardt at first, Hanna at second, 2 away, and here's Elijah Christensen. And the pitch, and again in the turf, curveball, and a nice play by Souter. No score here in the bottom of the first inning. El Dorado with a couple of singles already here in the bottom of the first inning. Right-handed batter is Elijah Christensen, and the pitch, and a mighty swing and a miss, strike 2. Clouds kind of drifting in again, which is really nice on this really hot day. At least the sun isn't beating down on any of the players right now. Still warm, mind you. Curveball, and Christensen just did get a piece. So it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Vorhoff has his sign, and the pitch from the righty. Just off the plate, ball 2. Mick Vorhoff, 6'1", 175, out of Grand Canyon University. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Christensen. The pitch, and he swung at a bad ball, and strike 3. So a couple of hits for the Broncos. They leave 2, but score none. We'll head to the second inning, scoreless between El Dorado and Dodge City. So we go to the second inning. No score between Dodge City and El Dorado. First 2 games of this series have been very close. The Broncos won Thursday night 4-3. Last night's game was a 3-2 affair into the 8th inning before Eberhardt's 3-run home run gave El Dorado a 6-2 win. And no score after 1 inning here. Luke Becker DHing tonight is at the plate, and a swing and a miss, and that got a piece of Galvin. Noah Lee. So the umpire will give Noah a little bit of time as he walks out to Tyler Mitzel right off the wrist, it looked like. Chad Gerwick will make sure Noah Lee's all right. Noah hasn't played yet in this series, so you know he doesn't want to exit here early on. 1 ball and 1 strike to Luke Becker. Becker, Souter, and Haggerty due up for Dodge City. Mitzel upstairs, 2 balls and a strike. Luke Becker last night was 1 for 2 with a couple of walks. Now 3 balls and a strike as that pitch dove to the back foot of Becker. The 3-1 pitch from Mitzel. That's in there for strike 2. 5 walks and 7 strikeouts for Mitzel in his 11 innings of work. And the 3-2 pitch hit out to Kyle Kasser. He'll take it on a couple of hops, flip it over to first, and retire Luke Becker. So 1 away, and here comes Steven Souter. Steven Souter from Boston College University, 6'2", 200-pounder. I don't have his hometown, but goes to school out east. I wonder how he likes the summer weather here in Kansas. He rips one between first and second, and the first hit of the night for Dodge City, Steven Souter. And throwing behind him is Dalrymple. Ball ends up bouncing into Steven Souter on the base. Here's Matt Haggerty. Matt Haggerty, also from Grand Canyon University. So the first base runner of the night for Dodge City. There's one in the turf, and Noah Lee with a nice stop. No score, top of the second inning. El Dorado and Dodge City. Our email address, wide open, ready to collect more emails. cadenbroadcasting@gmail.com. Here's the pitch, and that's in there for strike one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-handed batter is Haggerty. Quick throw over to first. It squirted away from Sutherland. Chad Gerwick, manager of the Broncos. Zach Beery, Toby Reuter, the assistants. They look on as Mitchell misses on the 1-1 pitch. 2 balls and a strike. Steven Souter leads off of first. 1 away here in the Athletics second inning. And there's one driven out to left. Eberhardt goes back and watches this one sail over the fence. Matt Haggerty went down and got it and drove it out over left field. So it's 2-0 Dodge City. Last night it was Steven Souter. After a leadoff walk to Luke Becker, it was Souter that went out of the yard. Becker grounded out, then Souter singled, and now Haggerty a 2-run home run for the A's. For Haggerty, that's his second home run of the season and his 15th and 16th RBI. Ramirez up there, and he swings at the first offering from Mitchell, strike one. Ramirez last night 0 for 3. And he lifts one out into shallow right field. Dalrymple dives and makes a great catch. Clayton Dalrymple showing off the leather again. Two away here in the second inning. And here's MJ Farthing. And the fastball rides upstairs, ball one. 2 away here in the Dodge City second inning. They lead 2-0. That one outside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. And the 2-0, and that's hit out to Kyle Kasser. He'll take it and throw over to first base and retire the A's, but not before 2 runs on 2 hits. A 2-run home run from Matt Haggerty. And we'll head to the bottom of the second inning. Dodge City 2, El Dorado 0. So the El Dorado Broncos come up. They've only trailed, well, they trailed 2-0 after the top of the second last night. Here's one out to second. Aguirre with a nice play. Throw to first is wild, and Josh Galvin will head to second, so probably going to be a hit and an error. Aguirre with a great play, but his throw was wide of first base, so Galvin will get a single and an error. I kept checking our signal last night on 2 of Galvin's 4 at-bats. We lost our connection. So error goes against Aguirre, a hit for Galvin, and here's Noah Lee. Galvin down at second base. And the pitch to Noah Lee in there for strike 1. Noah Lee, 33 at-bats on the season, 10 hits. That's good for a .303 batting average, 1 double, 1 home run. He's driven in 5, and he's scored 5. And now looking to bunt, pushes it towards Vorhoff. Vorhoff fields it, throws over to first. So a good sacrifice by Noah Lee. And that will advance Galvin down to third, and now it's up to Woodkey and Kasser to bring him in. Jake Woodkey out of Kansas State University, 5'9", 165, also from Shawnee, just like Wade Hanna. He's a K-State Wildcat. Corners pinch in. Here's one up the middle. It hits off of Vorhoff, ricochets to the first baseman. Ryan had thoughts of going home, instead tags out Woodkey, but that will score a run for the Broncos. So an RBI for Woodkey. And Galvin scores for Woodkey. That's his 7th run batted in of the season. So 2 away here in the bottom of the 2nd inning, and Kyle Kasser comes up to the plate. Kyle did not play last night. In Thursday's game, he was 2 for 2 with a walk. And he chops one out to his second base mate, Aguirre, who throws over to first to retire Kasser. But the Broncos score 1 on a hit. An error, and no one left on base. We'll head to the 3rd inning. Dodge City 2, El Dorado 1. So the Dodge City A's stroll up to the plate here in the 3rd inning. 9-1-2 coming up for Dodge City. And our first look in this series at Casey Ryan. He's out of Pierce Junior College, 6'4", 210, playing first base tonight. Noah Lee visiting with Tyler Mitzel. Ryan, a .217 hitter on the season, 15 hits in 69 at-bats. He's got 3 doubles. Driven in 7, walked 4 times, struck out 14, and he's been hit by a pitch. And here's a high chopper to Christensen. He's going to have to hurry. Throws it over to first and gets Ryan. And to the top of the order for the Dodge City A's, Robbie Glendenning comes up there. Glendenning grounded out to Christensen at third base to start off this game. And the first pitch, and that one didn't quite take. Mitzel spinning around on the plate after he saw where that one ended up. So 1 ball and no strikes, and the pitch, and that one's high, ball 2. Alex Aguirre will be next. And the pitch, and that one's high. So 3 not close so far in this at bat. And the 3-0, and that one's piped in there. 3 balls and a strike. Again, if you're new to our broadcast, if all of a sudden your screen goes black, we depend on our wireless internet connection. So we'll get it back on momentarily. The 3-1 chopped to the El Dorado bat boy. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Mitchell trying to work back in this count. The first 3 pitches weren't close, but he's battled back to 3-2 now. And the pitch from Tyler Mitchell, and that one sprayed foul. Robbie Glendenning, .299 batter. He's been their leadoff batter and their shortstop in each of the first 3 games. Last night, an 0 for 4. And the 3-2 pitch. Lifted out to left field. Just missed that one. Kind of hit it near the end of the bat. And John Eberhardt will haul it in. The A's last night managed just 2 hits. One of those hits was a 2-run home run. Andrew Morales winning his 5th game last night against 0 losses. So between Brandon Hicks and Andrew Morales, both those young men are 5-0 on the season. And Alex Aguirre, first pitch swinging, lifts it high into the air. Wade Hanna comes in and makes a catch. So 1-2-3 inning for Tyler Mitchell. And we'll head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Dodge City 2, El Dorado 1. And our first email of the night, Jose and Mickey Galvin. And I was glad they were able to see Josh bat. Last night we looked like there might be a conspiracy theory against the Galvins losing our connection when Josh came to the plate. Clayton Dalrymple leading off for El Dorado here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2-1 Dodge City. Dalrymple singled, got to 3rd, and then tried to score on a John Eberhardt shot that was gloved cleanly by Ramirez. They got Clayton in a rundown and retired him. He went down without getting tagged as he had slid back to 3rd, and he was going to be safe, but his momentum took him well past 3rd, and then he got up and ran into left field. Dalrymple looks at ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Dalrymple, Sutherland, and Hanna for the Broncos, the first 3. Mick Vorhoff brings it in, and that fastball right in there, strike 1. And the 3-1 pitch to Dalrymple, and he fists this one foul down into the Dodge City bullpen. So Vorhoff getting back into this count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the 3-2, and Dalrymple hits this one into foul territory, and it lands for a foul ball. We'll do it again. Kevin Connolly giving chase out in right field for Dodge City. Final game of the series tomorrow night. Again, 7 o'clock with the first pitch here on YouTube. We'll have the link posted tonight or tomorrow morning for you. Just be a subscriber to my YouTube page. It's free. Here's a curveball beauty and strike three looking. Don't see that too often. That was a fine pitch from Vorhoff. And that'll bring up Tyler Sutherland. Just the 19th strikeout on the season for Dalrymple in 131 at-bats. First pitch outside, ball one. And Souter's throw gets away from Mick Vorhoff. Mentioned Vorhoff coming in 4-1 record on the season. Excuse me, 4-1 record, a 2.34 ERA. That one down low, ball two. So Vorhoff fell behind Dalrymple 3-0, came back and won that battle. Now is behind Sutherland 2-0. And now 3-0. Sutherland flew out to center field his first time. He's 0 for 1. And 4 straight out of the zone. So Sutherland will walk down to first, and here comes Wade Hanna. Hanna shot one between first and second. His first at bat, he's 1 for 1. Got my first email from the Hannas here on Thursday night. That was fun to see. Tonight's game will be archived shortly after we go off the air tonight. Last night's game, we had over 200 views of it already. And here's a chopper. Glenn Denning will take it on the hop. Now fires over to first. That one sails over the first baseman's head. That's going to be another hit and an error. So a hit and an error for Wade Hanna. Tough play for Glenn Denning, and boy, let that one sail, and Ryan knew right away it was over his head. Ryan's pretty tall, too. He stands, 6'4", I think I mentioned. Yeah, Ryan's 6'4", and that was way over his head. So we'll see if the Broncos can cash in on this. Runners at second and third. Eberhard, a line drive to second, and a gear snares it. Just what Dodge said he was looking for there, a line out. Eberhard hit it hard. So now the Broncos will need a 2-out hit from Elijah Christensen. 2-1 Dodge City here in the bottom of the third inning. Tyler Sutherland down at third base. Wade Hanna at second base. 2 away here in the Bronco third. Christensen struck out his first time. And the pitch, swing and a miss, strike one. Christensen sees his average just a hair under 300. He's at 299. Leads the team in long balls with 7. Nearly had one here Friday or Thursday night, and then he got one last night. And he looks at strike 2. So now Elijah's going to have to get into defensive mode here. No balls and 2 strikes. Mick Vorhoff from the windup and the pitch. Great 0-2 pitch. Boy, that was close. Called a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Vorhoff winds and deals curveball, and Christensen had a notion, but he held up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sutherland down at third. Wade Hanna at second. And the 2-2 pitch. And that one's right in there. Strike 3. So the Broncos cannot cash in, something they've done all season long. But with runners at second and third and 1 out, they don't score. So we'll head to the 4th inning. Dodge City 2, El Dorado 1. So the Dodge City A's leading 2-1 as we head to the fourth inning. And here's Kevin Connolly. It'll be Connolly, Becker, and Souter for Dodge City here in the fourth inning. Tyler Mitzel's first pitch, low and away, ball one. Connolly grounded out to Kyle Kasser to end the first inning. And he foul tips this one. Straight back, a ball and a strike. Susan B. Allen Memorial Hospital is tonight's game sponsor. Their sports rehab department providing trainers each and every home game for both the home and the visiting teams. Really do a nice job. They aren't called to duty a lot, which we're grateful for, but when they are ready to go. Connolly hits a soft liner out to center field, and that will drop in for a base hit. So a leadoff single for the A's, and here comes Luke Becker. He grounded out to second his first time. He's 0 for 1. Mitzel gets his sign from Noah Lee, and now a throw to first. They picked off Connolly. Sutherland's got it, throws over to second base, now back to first, trying to close the gap on Connolly. Now Christensen's got it over to Mitzel, and Mitzel will get his man. So 1, 3, 6, 4, 5, 1. A 1, 3, 6, 4, 5, 1. 6 numbers in on that one. Mitzel started it and Mitzel finished it. And the first out of the inning. Mitzel picks off Connolly. He stayed in the rundown a long time. It took a few throws, but finally Mitzel tracked down his man. 1 ball and no strikes to Luke Becker. And that one in there for strike one. 1, 3, 6, 4, 5, 1. Sounds like the winning lottery numbers for tonight. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And that's in there. Beautiful changeup for strike two. A ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2 lifted into foul territory. Christensen giving chase, and he's going to, no, it's Eberhardt who comes sliding in and makes the catch. I was watching Elijah, and then I looked to the bullpen. I figured that ball was going out of play, and John Eberhardt with a sliding grab. So we've seen Dalrymple laying out for a catch. Eberhardt, we've seen a pickoff. Defense has been good for El Dorado. So 2 away, and here's Steven Souter. Souter singled in his first at bat, scored on Matt Haggerty's 2-run home run. Souter homered last night. Here's the 1-0 pitch in there for strike one. Well, after that lengthy at bat, Steven Souter worked a walk out of that. So he's aboard with 2 away, and Matt Haggerty will get another shot here. Good at bat by Steven Souter. Just kept on fighting off tough pitches from Mitchell. Noah Lee with a chat with Tyler Mitchell. Two away here in the 8th second. Connolly led off with a single, but then he was picked off for the first out. Becker flew out to left. Souter with a long at bat finally worked the walk. 1-0 to Haggerty, and the fastball in there for strike 1. Haggerty's home run in the 2nd inning, his 2nd of the season. Here's the 1-1. That dives in low and inside. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1. And Haggerty fights off that inside pitch and fouls it out of play. Mitchell, again, just 7 strikeouts coming into this game in his 11 innings of work. He's a guy that likes to put it in play. And doing just that is Haggerty down to Christensen at third, throws over to first, and the side is retired. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Dodge City 2, El Dorado 1. So the El Dorado Broncos will lead off here in the bottom of the 4th inning with their designated hitter, Josh Galvin. Galvin singled and scored the only run for El Dorado. And he looks at strike 1. Singled and got to second on a throwing error from Aguirre and eventually scored on a Jake Woodkey ground out. Galvin chops a curveball out to second base. Tricky hop for Aguirre. He gloves it and throws out Galvin for the first out. And that'll bring up Noah Lee. Noah Lee with a fine sacrifice bunt that moved Galvin over to third base in the 2nd inning. So no official at bat yet, and he looks at a curveball that's in there for strike 1. Noah Lee hitting .303 on the season. And the 0-1, and that one just missed, ball 1. A ball and a strike to Noah Lee. Jake Woodkey waits on deck. And Lee fouls this one off of home plate, and it spins backwards. A ball and 2 strikes. Noah Lee out of Cisco Junior College. 6 foot, 220. Hometown of Cedar Hill, Texas. And the 1-2 pitch. Low, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Lee, and Vorhoff's pitch, that's outside, ball 3. So Noah Lee has worked it full. 3 balls and 2 strikes, 1 away in the Bronco 4th. Mick Vorhoff winds and deals, and Lee will foul this one. Ryan giving chase, and it just did get out of play. Broncos and A's again here tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, and then makeup game with Wellington here Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. We'll have those games right here on YouTube. And the 3-2. And Lee just did. No, he didn't. He missed. Thought maybe he fouled that one, but instead a strikeout of Noah Lee. So 2 away, and here comes Jake Woodkey. Woodkey in his first at bat hit it hard off the pitcher Vorhoff, who tracked it down towards the first base line and tagged out Jake. Actually, it hit off of Vorhoff, and Ryan tagged out Woodkey. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jake. Woodkey's average at .218 on the season, 17 out of 78. And the 1-1 from Vorhoff, that's in there, strike 2, a ball and 2 strikes. Two to 1 Dodge City, bottom of the 4th inning. And the 1-2 pitch, that one just outside, ball 2. So the deuces are wild now on Woodkey. Kyle Kasser waiting on deck. Here's the 2-2. Woodkey had a notion, held up, and looked at ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jake Woodkey. 2-3-2 for Dodge City, 1-4-0 for El Dorado. And the 3-2, Woodkey fouls it off. And he'll live to see another pitch here in this at bat. That one hit high off the back netting, right off the top of the pole, actually, and ricocheted back down into the field of play. Three balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Curveball, Woodkey grounds it to Ramirez at third. Bare hand throws to first. Great play by Ramirez. And that's it for the Broncos in the 4th inning. 3 up and 3 down. So we'll head to the 5th inning. Dodge City 2, El Dorado 1. So the Dodge City A's will come up to the dish here in the 5th inning. They lead 2-1. A 2-run home run from Matt Haggerty in the 2nd inning has stood tall to this point. Leno Ramirez will lead it off. For the A's, Ramirez, Farthing, and Ryan, the scheduled 3 for Dodge City. Tyler Mitchell's first pitch in there for strike 1. The Broncos will have that game here Tuesday night with Wellington at 7 o'clock. That'll be the last league regular scheduled game. Remember, Wellington was scheduled to come here for a 3-game series early in the season. All 3 games were rained out, so those 2 teams played a doubleheader a few weeks ago. Here's one hit down to Sutherland at first base. He'll glove it and take it himself for the first out. And that'll bring up MJ Farthing, who's 0 for 1. So the Broncos won that doubleheader, winning both those games 3-2. And they weren't sure if they were going to make that third game up or not. Well, it's been put on the schedule, so they'll play here Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. And first pitch swinging is Farthing out to Kasser at second base, and he'll retire Farthing 4-3. As champions of the North Division, El Dorado will play the champions of the South Division, which is Hayesville. Hayesville clinched it last night in dramatic fashion, a eighth-inning grand slam against Wellington. They were trailing 5-4. They end up winning 8-5, and they clinched the South Division. And this year, the South Division is hosting. So there's the 1-0 pitch to Ryan. That's upstairs ball 2. So El Dorado will play a best 2 out of 3 on the 24th, 25th, and if necessary, the 26th at Hayesville. Ryan fouls this one out of play. So we won't have coverage of that. Of course, encourage you to, if you don't have Twitter, get a Twitter account. Check the Broncos Facebook page. Another great page on Facebook is the Jayhawk Summer League page. Follow that if you're a Facebooker. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch, and that's in there, strike 2. And then on July 28th and 29th, single games against Valley Center here in El Dorado. And then the Broncos will head off to the NBC. Here's one hit out to short. Woodkey has to back up on it. Now fires over to first, and that throw offline. And a hit will be given to Ryan. Woodkey let that one play him a bit. He had to back up almost into the outfield grass, and his throw had plenty on it, but it took Sutherland off the base. So a hit to Casey Ryan, and Robbie Glendenning will come up with 2 away here in the Dodge City 5th. Then the first pitch down low, ball 1. So we'll check with Vicky Bell, and I would imagine we'll have coverage of those games on the 28th and 29th. Glendenning laces one out to left field right at John Eberhardt. That's been a story for Dodge City this whole series. They've hit some hard balls, but most of the time when they've hit it hard, they've hit it right at the Broncos. So no runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We're halfway through from beautiful McDonald Stadium. It's Dodge City 2, El Dorado 1. So the El Dorado Broncos come up here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They trail 2-1. And it'll be Kasser, Dalrymple, and Sutherland for El Dorado. Looking at my radar, a lot of clouds here in El Dorado, but rain is up towards Newton and Hutchinson. If you're not familiar with our location, those locations are north and west of us. And I'm going to put movement on this and see. Most of the storms have been moving from the southwest to the northeast. And Kasser flipping one just over Glendenning's head into left field for a base hit. Kyle Kasser with the single. I know Kyle's grandparents, Mom told me that grandparents, faithful watchers of our broadcast, and appreciate them. I'll tell you what, Mentioned it last night, the parents and the grandparents that support and have raised these kids, I'll tell you what, they've done an excellent job. These are fine young men. So Kyle Kasser with a leadoff single. Now Clayton Dalrymple up. The corner is playing in a bit here on Clayton. Now the storms that I'm looking at are just kind of lingering around to the north and west of us here and not really tracking our way. So just some clouds probably from that system, but we should be just fine here. No balls and a strike to Clayton Dalrymple. Kasser gets his lead. And the pitch from Vorhoff. Dalrymple hits it out to right field. Connolly. Still 3-2 here to Tyler Sutherland, and he turns on one, hits it down to right field. Connolly back to the wall and gone. Tyler Sutherland. Tyler Sutherland homers over the right field wall. And the Broncos take a 3-2 lead. For Sutherland, his second home run of the season and his 15th and 16 runs batted in. So Wade Hanna now comes up. And the Broncos lead for the first time tonight, and he looks at a first pitch curveball for strike one. Tyler Sutherland's first hit of the series, and it goes over the wall for a 2-run home run. Hanna laid on that swing, fouls it down the first base line. No balls and 2 strikes. So 2 home runs now on the season for Sutherland, 16 RBIs. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that one's down low, ball 1. John Eberhard waiting on deck. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that one's in there for strike three. Good location there by Mick Vorhoff. So here comes John Eberhardt. John 0 for 2. He hit into a fielder's choice and then lined out to second base with runners at second and third. Hit it hard, but Alex Aguirre tracked it down, keeping El Dorado off the board in the third inning. Eberhardt looks at strike one, no balls and a strike. And the pitch, and that one's down low, ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. 3-2 El Dorado. Dodge City took a 2-0 lead in the top of the second inning. Eberhardt fouls this one off. The Broncos scored 1 in the bottom of the second to make it 2-1. And now just a few moments ago, Tyler Sutherland, a 2-run home run played in Kyle Kasser, who led off the inning with a single. 3-2 Broncos. Here's the 1-2 pitch and a swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Vorhoff, but a 2-run home run by Tyler Sutherland. We're through 5. El Dorado 3, Dodge City 2. So Tyler Mitzel goes to the hill with a lead for the first time tonight. 3-2 El Dorado. Mitzel is 2-0 on the season, looking to go to 3-0. We saw Brandon Hicks go to 5-0 Thursday night. Andrew Morales go to 5-0 last night. El Dorado 27-9 on the season. And the first pitch to Alex Aguirre is ball 1. Aguirre fouls this one off the shin guard of Noah Lee. Bronco pitching this season, a 3.48 team ERA. 144 walks, 196 strikeouts. And as I mentioned, 27-9 with 11 saves. And Aguirre puts a charge into one. That's out of here. Alex Aguirre, a no doubt home run to left field, and we are tied at 3. Eberhardt took maybe a step or two. He knew it was gone. So the third home run of the night, 2 by Dodge City, 1 by El Dorado. And we're tied up at 3. That's the second home run of the season for Alex Aguirre and his 13th run batted in. So 3-3. And Kevin Connolly laces one to third, and Elijah Christensen grabs it for the first out. Connolly put good wood on it, but right at Christensen. That'll bring up Luke Becker. Luke Becker 0 for 2. Ground out to second, and a fly out to Eberhardt in left field. Mitzel's first pitch in there for strike 1. And the Broncos start warming up. Maybe Drew Johnson. Or it could be Tanner Hart. Might be Tanner Hart down there, yeah. Tanner Hart getting loose for the Broncos. 1 ball and 1 strike to Becker. Way out in front of that off speed. And it's 1-2. The 1-2, low, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Steven Souter waits on deck for Dodge City. And the 2-2 from Mitzel, diving low again. Little back foot curveball. 3-2 now to Luke Becker. Becker had a couple of walks here last night. Here's the 3-2. And he lifts this one foul, and it'll go out of play. Not sure what that hit. That hit something as it left the yard. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch, and that one's roped out into right field. Dalrymple will cut it off. So a sharp base hit for Luke Becker. The A's are not being fooled here in the 6th inning. 3 hard hit balls, 1 left the yard. That one a single, and the only out recorded was that line out to Elijah Christensen, and Zach Beery's going to walk on out and talk to Tyler Mitzel. Very warm night, so tough to expect either starter is going to go way deep in this game unless they really kept their pitch count low. The line score is pretty
Five and a half innings to play. It's all tied at 3-3.
Well, we lost our connection there, and what you missed was Matt Haggerty grounding into a 6-4-3 double play. Just what Tyler Mitchell needed there. The A's score 1 on the Alex Aguirre home run, a run on 3 hits. No errors and 1 left. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning. El Dorado 3, Dodge City 3. So the Dodge City A's tie the game in the top of the 6th inning, and now they make a pitching change. And it's Cody Jones coming into the game. Cody, out of New Mexico Military Institute, is 6'11". 6'11", 200 pounds. How many times I'm sure he's been asked, why aren't you playing basketball? Big, tall lefty. And the first pitch to Elijah Christensen, swung at and missed, strike one. No one probably happier to see Vorhoff gone than Elijah Christensen. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Here's the 0-1, and that's ball 1 down low. Not a bad outing for Mick Vorhoff. 5 innings pitched, 3 runs given up on 6 hits. He struck out 6 and walked at 1. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Jones in his 9th game, 23 innings pitched, a 2.66 ERA. Christensen fights off that pitch, fouls it out of play. Jones with 19 strikeouts in his 23 2/3 work. He's walked 14, given up 7 earned runs. Jones has a record of no wins and 1 loss. Intimidating fellow out there on the hill. Curveball outside, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Sparks Christensen. Elijah out of Tarleton State University, 6'3", 235. And the 2-2, curveball again, and striking out for the 3rd time tonight is Christensen. So here comes Josh Galvin. Josh Galvin, 1 for 2 tonight, singled and scored in the 2nd inning, and he grounded out to 2nd in the 4th. He is a switch hitter, but he will go up there lefty against the left-handed pitcher, Cody Jones. 6'11". Reminds me of Chris Young for the Royals. Only he throws lefty. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Galvin, and that one's outside, ball 3. Noah Lee waits on deck for the Broncos. 3 balls and no strikes, and the pitch, and Galvin taking all the way, looks at strike 1. Galvin's average at .261 on the season, 18 hits, 6 of those doubles, 1 over the fence. Galvin grounds this one out to short. Glenn Denning fields it, throws over to first to retire Galvin. So good job there by Jones as he fell behind 3-0, but ends up inducing a ground ball for the 2nd out of the inning. And so Noah Lee will come up. Lee 0 for 1 tonight with a sacrifice. And the first pitch just off the plate, ball 1. 3-3 our score here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Swing and a miss, and Lee nearly lost his bat, ended up dropping it. So many teams just kind of playing out the string now, but the Broncos have that best 2 out of 3. They have a game with Wellington on Tuesday, then a 2 out of 3 with Hayesville, and then 2 games with Valley Center before they'll have hopefully a bunch of games at the NBC World Series in Wichita. 1 ball and 1 strike to Noah Lee. And he fists this one. A gear is under it and will make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. Good inning for Cody Jones, 3 up and 3 down. We'll go to the 7th. Dodge City and El Dorado tied at 3. So we enter the top half of the 7th inning in a 3-3 tie, and a new pitcher for the Broncos, Tanner Hart, in the game. Tanner out of Southeast Iowa. First pitch was a strike to Leno Ramirez, a violent swing there and a miss, strike 2. For Tyler Mitchell, he goes 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, 2 home runs, 7 hits. Did not record a strikeout, and he walked 1. So Mitchell and Vorhoff, the starters, will not be involved in the decision here tonight. It's up to the bullpens. Hart misses down inside, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ramirez, Farthing, and Ryan. The scheduled 3 for Dodge City. And there's ball 3, so Ramirez has worked it full. Tanner Hart, 2-2 on the season, 2.53 ERA. And the 3-2, Ramirez lifts it out into right field. Clayton Dalrymple settles under it and makes the catch for the first out. That'll bring up MJ Farthing. Hart, 32 innings pitched, giving up 24 hits, 12 walks, and 21 strikeouts. Another left-handed batter, it's MJ Farthing. And that one bounces in front of home plate and over Noah Lee for ball 1. Farthing 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice to Kyle Kasser at second base. Here's the 1-0, and that one's into the hole. Woodkey with the backhand sets, throws to first. The scoop, nope. Got past Sutherland, and that will allow Farthing to get to second. So an error will be given to Woodkey. And Casey Ryan comes up. Ryan singled his last at bat. He's 1 for 2. Go-ahead run for the Athletics down at second base, and MJ Farthing. Well, the cloud cover has kept the sun off these guys, but the humidity certainly in place. It's a humid night here in El Dorado. Just a whisper of a breeze right now out looking at the flagstick out above the McDonald Stadium scoreboard as Casey Ryan fouls one off, strike 1. El Dorado 24-9 in the north, Liberal 19-14, Hayes 17-16, Dodge City at 14-20. Here's the 0-1 pitch, curveball, ball 1. Liberal is at Hayes tonight. They were rained out last night at Liberal, so the doubleheader tonight, Liberal was going to be the home team in game 1, and then Hayes, the home team, in game 2. The 1-1 pitch from Hart, down low, ball 2. Wellington is at Hayesville. Two balls and a strike to Casey Ryan. And that one, fastball right in there, strike 2. Ryan, a .217 hitter coming in. One away here in the Dodge City 7th inning. And the 2-2 pitch, curveball lifted out to right field, slicing foul. So it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Casey Ryan. Casey Ryan from Pierce Junior College. He's 6'4", 210. And the 2-2 pitch from Hart, and that one's fouled near the Dodge City dugout, but it hit the netting enough to kind of spook Glendenning, though, there in the on-deck circle. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch, curveball, hit out into center field. Holding up for a moment was Farthing, and that will allow Wade Hannon to get it in. And a single for Casey Ryan, and Farthing advances over to third base. So here comes Robbie Glendenning. Go-ahead run down just 90 feet away at third base. Infield will play back here for El Dorado. They'd like to get a double play on Glendenning. Robbie's 0 for 3, a couple of flyouts to Eberhardt in left field and a ground out to third. 0 for 3 tonight, 0 for 4 last night for Glendenning, and 0 for 4 with a walk on Thursday night. So he is due. He's a good hitter. Looks at strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Glendenning just under 300 now on the season. Fouls off the 0-2 pitch. 1 away here in the top of the 7th. The A's with runners at first and third in a tie game. And the 0-2 in the turf. What a great play by Noah Lee. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one well out of the zone, bouncing in, and Noah Lee, like a jackrabbit, popped over there to block that ball. Here's the 1-2 from Hart, and that one's lifted out into left field. Eberhardt giving chase, and that one is over the wall, and a home run for Robbie Glendenning. The 3rd athletic home run of the night, and this one a 3-run bomb, and Dodge City takes a 6-3 lead. You knew he was due, much like Sutherland, when Tyler came up and hit a 2-run homer in the 5th. So Robbie's been quiet all series long, but that is a loud one, a 3-run home run. And here comes Alex Aguirre. Aguirre homered his last time. Now he drops down a bunt. Hart fields it back, throws it over to first, and did not get him. An infield single for Alex Aguirre. Great effort by Tanner Hart. But that throw just did pull Sutherland's foot. So Kevin Connolly will come up. He's 1 for 3. And Zach Berry's going to take that slow walk out to the mound. Tanner Hart's, well, been victim of an error, a single, a home run, and an infield single. One of the very young spectators was leaning over the top of the El Dorado dugout. He's got a baseball and slipped out of his hands. It might have donked maybe Josh Calvin on the head. Grant Ware tracked down the ball and gave it back to the little guy. So after Glendenning cleared the bases with his 3-run home run, now Aguirre on there for Kevin Connolly. 1 away in the 7th inning, and the A's have taken a 3-run lead. The ball definitely carrying tonight. The A's have hit 3 home runs, 1 for El Dorado. Hart with a couple of quick throws over to first, and Aguirre is back. And the pitch from Tanner Hart. That one's hit towards second base. Running on the play was a gear, so Kasser's only play is over to first base. But that's the second out of the inning for the Broncos. And Luke Becker will come up to the plate. Luke is 1 for 3 tonight. Ground out to second in the second inning. He flew out to left in the fourth, and he singled in his last at bat. A gear, good lead off of second base. And the fastball, a little bit up, ball one. Some action again down in the El Dorado bullpen. And Tanner Hart's pitch is inside, ball two. Hart with a 2-2 record coming in here tonight. He's had a rough seventh inning, though. Down in the count 2-0. Here's the pitch. That one's outside, ball three. Steven Souter waiting on deck. Three balls and no strikes here to Luke Becker, and the pitch down low, ball four, so a walk. A little bit of everything in this inning for Dodge City. They reached on an error. They've got they got a single, an infield bunt single, a 3-run home run, and now a walk. And Zach Beery will make the trek out, and that'll be it for Tanner Hart. We'll tell you about the new pitcher in a moment. Top of the seventh inning, Dodge City 6, El Dorado 3. So the El Dorado Broncos making a pitching change here. Colt Weiner coming in. I haven't seen Colt for a little while. 14 innings pitched on the season. Colt with a 6.28 ERA, 10 walks and 6 strikeouts. He is 2-0 on the season. And he'll be greeted by Steven Souter. Souter is 2 for 2 with a walk tonight. Runners at first and second for the A's. And Weiner's first pitch floats in there for strike one. Aguirre is down at second base. Luke Becker at first. And the 0-1 pitch from Weiner. That stays upstairs. Ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch from Weiner is lifted out. Kasser rolls back in and comes up and makes the catch, and that will retire the A's, but not before they score 3 times in the inning. On 3 hits, there was an error and 2 left. So it's time to stretch here at McDonald Stadium. Dodge City 6, El Dorado 3. So the El Dorado Broncos will see if they can battle back here. They've won 11 in a row here at home. They trail 6-3, though, here into the bottom of the 7th inning. Robbie Glendenning with the big 3-run home run for Dodge City. It'll be 8-9-1 for the Broncos against the tall, lanky 6'11 left-hander Cody Jones. And Jake Woodkey will get his first look, and Jones pipes one in there for strike 1. Jake Woodkey 0 for 2 with a run batted in tonight. And swings and fouls this one out of play, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Jake Woodkey. Kyle Kasser waits on deck. Here's the 0-2. And this one's hit up the middle. Glendenning, good range. He's got it. Fires over to first to retire Woodkey. The A's in that big 7th inning, the first batter, Ramirez, flew out, and MJ Farthing then reached on an error, and the floodgates opened up from there. So 1 away, and Kyle Kasser up there. Kyle is 1 for 2, the single and a run scored. He squares around and looks at strike 1. No balls and a strike to Kasser out of the University of Oregon. Looks at ball 1 there. Kasser's average is up to .339 now. 20 hits, 1 double. And the 1-1 pitch, fouled straight back, right into your living room. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cody Jones winds and deals, and that one's up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Clayton Dalrymple waits on deck for El Dorado. The 2-2 pitch. Outside, ball 3. So now Kasser with a full count. And the pitch from Jones, swing and a miss. Might have been ball 4. So 2 away, and here comes Clayton Dalrymple. Clayton singled and got to third in the first inning, struck out in the third looking, and flew out to right field in the 5th inning. One for 3 for Dalrymple. And the first pitch from Jones is up, ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch. Dalrymple, a swing and a miss. Took something off that one, a ball and a strike. Clayton out of Kansas State University. Hometown is Coppell, Texas. And he lifts this one into shallow right field. Aguirre tracks it down and makes the catch. And the Broncos go down quietly in the 7th inning. We'll head to the 8th. Dodge City 6, El Dorado 3. So the Athletics come up to the plate here in the 8th inning. They lead 6-3. Sent 8 men to the plate in the 7th inning. Matt Haggerty was the only one who didn't get to join in the fun for Dodge City, and he lifts one out to left field. Eberhardt going back, and Matt Haggerty is homered for the 2nd time tonight. Waited on that curveball, and he delivered it out to left field. The 4th home run for Dodge City tonight. And it's 7-3. So Leno Ramirez, he's 0 for 3 tonight. A couple of flyouts to Dalrymple out in right field and a ground out to first base. Colt Weiner hits Ramirez in the arm, and Leno will take his base. Curveball that just didn't take, and Ramirez, pretty stocky dude. I don't think he minded getting plunked there. Now tries to walk it off a little bit. Got hit, looked like just above the elbow. And MJ Farthing will come up. MJ 0 for 3, reached on an error in the 7th and eventually scored on Glenn Denning's 3-run home run. And the first pitch from Colton there for strike 1. Seven to 3 Dodge City. And the slow curve in there for strike 2. For Haggerty, he came into the game with 1 home run. He's hit 2, so he's got 3 on the season. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Lifted foul and out of play. So no balls and 2 strikes here to MJ Farthing. MJ out of the University of Kansas. And hits one up the middle. Kasser will glove it, touch second, throw over to first, and a double play. Nice play by Kyle Kasser. And Casey Ryan will come up. Casey 2 for 3 tonight. A couple of singles for Casey Ryan. So 2 away here in the Dodge City 8th inning. The first pitch, fastball, outside, ball 1. Quickly working is Weiner. Here's the 1-0, and that's in there for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Casey Ryan. Glenn Denning waits on deck for Dodge City. And the 1-1 lifted out into left field. Eberhardt and Hanna giving chase. And it'll be John Eberhardt with the catch in left field. And the side is retired, but Matt Haggerty homers for the second time tonight. And the A's extend their lead to 7-3. More play-by-play in a moment here on YouTube. So the El Dorado Broncos trailing here 7-3. In the bottom of the 8th inning, we'll bring Tyler Sutherland up to the plate. His first look at Cody Jones, who's faced 6 Broncos and retired 6. And Sutherland looks at a ball. Jones working quickly, and the pitch, that's in there for strike 1. 2 balls and a strike to Tyler Sutherland. Sutherland hit a 2-run home run his last at bat, and at the time gave El Dorado a 3-2 lead. Swing and a miss there, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sutherland 1 for 2 tonight. Fly out to center, a walk, and then that home run over the right field wall. And the 2-2, that's way outside, ball 3. And the 3-2 pitch. Sutherland lifts it out to shallow left center field, and it is grabbed out there by M.J. Farthing for the first out. Wade Hanna coming up next. Wade 2 for 3. Couple of singles, one in the first, one in the third. He struck out looking in the 5th inning. Wade grabbed the wrong lumber. So he gets the bat he wants. Dodge City with a 2-run home run in the top of the 2nd, took a 2-0 lead. El Dorado came back with 1 in the bottom of the 2nd. El Dorado took a 1-run lead in the bottom of the 5th inning on Sutherland's 2-run home run. Dodge City quickly tied it in the 6th with a home run to make it 3-3. Glenn Denning hit a 3-run home run in the 7th inning for Dodge City to make it 6-3. And then Haggerty with his second home run of the night in the top half of this 8th inning, making it 7-3 Dodge City. 2 balls and a strike here to Wade Hanna. 7 runs on 11 hits and 2 errors for Dodge. 3 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error for El Dorado. And there's one inside, 3 balls and a strike to Wade Hanna. John Eberhardt waiting on deck. Broncos would love to try to chip into this deficit here in the 8th inning. Here's the 3-1 from Cody Jones. That one's inside, ball 4. So the first batter to reach against Cody Jones is Wade Hanna with a walk. So for the first time, Jones will have to go from the stretch. And John Eberhardt up to the plate. John 0 for 3 tonight. He's hit it hard a couple of times. And he chops this one foul. Hit into a fielder's choice in the first inning. A sharp line out to second in the third inning, and he struck out in the fifth. No balls and a strike to John Eberhardt. And the pitch, that's outside, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 away here in the Bronco 8th inning. Elijah Christensen waiting on deck. And Eberhardt just got under this one, lifts it out to center field. Haggerty comes in and makes the catch for the second out. So 2 away, and here's Elijah Christensen. Elijah having a tough night. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, 2 of them looking. He was the first Bronco to face Cody Jones in the 6th inning. 1 ball and no strikes to Christensen, and that one fastball way out of the zone. 2 balls and no strikes. Josh Galvin waits on deck for the Broncos. Two 2-0. Wade Hanna gets his lead off of first, and the pitch, and a swing and a miss. 2 balls and a strike. Hanna with a modest lead off of first, down by 4. He didn't want to get picked off, and Jones pipes one down the middle, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th for the Broncos. El Dorado trailing 7-3. And the pitch, swing and a miss. The 4th strikeout of the night for Christensen. And the Broncos are done in the 8th. We'll head to the 9th. Dodge City leads by 4. So the Dodge City A's come up to bat here in the top of the 9th inning. They lead 7-3. And the big blow of the night probably has to go to Robbie Glendenning. 0 for 3 coming into his at-bat in the 7th inning, and he delivered a 3-run home run that gave Dodge City at the time a 6-3 lead. He swings and fouls one off, another one getting a piece of Noah Lee. So no balls and a strike to Robbie Glendenning. His first hit of the series was a loud one. Glendenning out of Northern Iowa Community College. 6'3", 185. Saw his average dip below 300. The home run for Glendenning was his third of the season. Drew Johnson is on the hill now for the El Dorado Broncos. And Glendenning rips one out to left field. So Robbie starting to feel a little better about his swing. His last two at-bats have been sharply hit. Drew Johnson has been a starter much of the season for El Dorado, but Zach Beery telling us last night he's going to assume more of a bullpen role now. 5.10 ERA and 30 innings pitched this year. And here's one ripped out to left field by Alex Aguirre, and off the wall, foul. Johnson with a 1-3 record. Alex Aguirre with a long strike. No balls and one strike on Alex. He is 2 for 4. Flew out to center field in his first two at-bats, then homered to lead off the sixth, which tied the game at the time at 3. Then he singled in the seventh, a bunt single. And he rips one out into left center field, hit it well, and Eberhard couldn't make the grab up against the wall. Hanna's got it. He fires it into Woodkey. That will be a double for Alex Aguirre. And boy, the Dodge City A's here in the last 4 innings have really been pounding the baseball. So Kevin Connolly comes up with runners at second and third. The A's trying to add on to their 7-3 lead. Connolly's 1 for 4 tonight. And a swing and a miss, strike one. Drew Johnson's pitch. That one's sprayed out of the yard into the parking lot, foul. No balls and 2 strikes to Kevin Connolly. Connolly out of Creighton University. Leading hitter on this A's team by average. And the curveball stays inside, ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Connolly. Glendenning stands at third. Alex Aguirre at second. And the 1-2 pitch. Bouncing in. Connolly had a notion, but held up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Same 2 clubs tomorrow night to wrap up this 4-game series here in El Dorado. El Dorado winning the first 2. Connolly will fight this one off foul. Pinballs around in the El Dorado dugout. Luke Becker waits on deck. The 2-2 pitch from Johnson. Hit out to shortstop. Woodkey ranging in the hole. The backhand over to first. And Connolly is retired, but that will score Glendenning. Over to third base, Alex Aguirre. And Luke Becker up. Now 8-3 Dodge City. They've scored in each of the last 4 innings. A run in the 6th, 3 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, now 1 in the 9th. Johnson's first pitch just a bit outside, ball 1. 4 home runs tonight for the Athletics. 2 of them from Matt Haggerty and a 3-run bomb from Robbie Glendenning. Alex Aguirre with a solo shot. That pitch to Becker, down low, ball 2. Luke 1 for 3 tonight, a single in the 6th inning. He walked in the 7th. That one down in the turf, and Noah Lee able to block it. The Broncos will have Galvin, Lee, and Woodkey, the scheduled 3 in the 9th inning. Again, the infield playing back. The Broncos just wanting to get an out here. And don't want to give up a huge inning here to the A's as Becker looks at strike 1. 3 balls and a strike. And this one's chopped to Sutherland. No, it's going to be Kasser fielding it. Coming over is Drew Johnson, and he'll retire Becker, but another run scores. So that put out 4-1. And an RBI for Luke Becker. So the first 2 A's get on here in the 9th, and the first 2 A's score. Steven Souter comes up now. He's 2 for 3 with a walk. 1 run scored for Souter as the athletic lead swells to 6. Souter, a line drive single out into right field. So Souter now 3 for 4. The relief corps is not offered much tonight for El Dorado. Tanner Hart struggled, went 2/3 of an inning. Gave up 3 runs. Colt Weiner went 1 1/3, gave up 1 run, and now Drew Johnson, here in 2/3 of an inning, has given up 2 runs and 3 hits. First pitch fouled out of play by Matt Haggerty. Haggerty has homered twice already tonight. 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. He's 2 for 4. Johnson's pitch stays upstairs, ball 1. Haggerty had a chance for even a bigger night. He came up in the 6th inning with runners at first and second and 1 out and grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. 1-1 down low, 2 balls and a strike to Matt Haggerty. And now 3-1. Leno Ramirez waits on deck for the A's. And a 5-pitch walk to Matt Haggerty. So here comes Leno Ramirez. Ramirez has gotten to bat in each of the last 3 innings. This will be his 5th at bat of the night. He was hit by a pitch in his last at bat. He's 0 for 3. Runners at first and second, 2 away here in the 9th, and Ramirez fouls it out of play. MJ Farthing waits on deck. No balls and a strike to Leno Ramirez. And the 0-1. Down low, ball 1. Drew Johnson pitching to Leno Ramirez. Tyler Mitchell started for El Dorado. Gave up 3 runs. Went 6 innings. Tanner Hart right now stands to be the loser, and Cody Jones is in line for the victory. 2 balls and a strike, and now 3-1. Noah Lee wants to go talk to Drew Johnson. No one else warming up. This is Drew Johnson's inning. Glendenning led it off with a single. Aguirre doubled. Connolly grounded out, driving in Glendenning. Luke Becker grounded out to drive in Aguirre. And then the A's started over. Souter with a single, Haggerty a walk, and now Ramirez ahead 3-1. And he hits one towards Sutherland, and Tyler will glove it to end the inning. But 2-run score on 3 hits. No errors and 2 left. We'll head to the 9th. 9-3 Dodge City. So we'll head to the bottom of the ninth inning. And there haven't been many games like this where the Broncos here in the late innings are behind by a big deficit. We've just not seen that much this year, but these games will pop up on you from time to time. Long summer of baseball. 9-3 Dodge City here in the bottom of the ninth inning. And Zach Williams is in to pitch for the A's. First pitch, fastball in there for strike one. Cody Jones was tremendous for Dodge City. In relief of Mick Vorhoff, 3 innings pitched, had 3 strikeouts, walked 1 batter, did not give up a hit. Galvin fouls this one off, 0-2. Josh Galvin up there. Josh 1 for 3 tonight. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout of Galvin. That's the 10th Bronco to strike out tonight. Vorhoff had 6. Cody Jones struck out 3, and now Zach Williams a strikeout. Williams in his 11th game of the season. 12 innings pitched, 17 hits, 8 earned. He's got a 6.0 ERA. He does not have any record. He's got 3 saves. And a strike here to Noah Lee. Noah Lee is 0 for 2, a sacrifice bunt in the second inning, struck out in the 4th, and popped out in the 6th. And he fouls this one out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. Final game of the series tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. We'll have it here on YouTube and then back on the air Tuesday night against the Wellington Heat. And the 0-2 pitch from Williams, and Noah Lee fights it off, sends it down to the One ball and 2 strikes to Jake Woodkey. That one's down in the turf. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's been a while since we lost our connection, but we did there for just a moment. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away here in the Bronco 9th inning. They trail 9-3. And the pitch from Zach Williams, hit on Deshaun to left field. And camping under it is Farthing. And that's the ball game. And the Dodge City A's have snapped that 11-game home winning streak. And just the second loss in the last 16 games for El Dorado. The Broncos see their record fall to 24-10. Dodge City improves to 15-20 on the season. The winning pitcher tonight is Cody Jones for Dodge City. The losing pitcher, Tanner Hart. There was no save. Time of tonight's game, 2 hours and 15 minutes. And the Dodge City A's win Game 3 of this series 9-3. The A's with 9 runs on 14 hits and 2 errors. El Dorado 3 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. We'll be back on the air tomorrow night for the final game of this series. First pitch at 7 o'clock. We'll begin the stream shortly before 7 o'clock. Hope you'll be able to join us here at the ballpark. If not, sit back in the coolness of your living room and cheer on the Broncos from wherever you might be watching from. So, 9-3, Dodge City wins. Kurt Caden bidding you good night from El Dorado.